The bus lurched forward through the rainy streets of Seattle, and I felt the weight of exhaustion from my double shift at the hospital pressing down on me like a lead blanket. Suddenly, a stranger, a woman with tousled auburn hair and piercing green eyes, stumbled into me as the vehicle hit a pothole, her shoulder pressing firmly against mine. She didn't pull away. Instead, she lingered there, her warmth seeping through my coat, refusing to move even as I shifted uncomfortably, leaving me stunned and inexplicably curious about who she was and why she chose to stay. My name is Mackenzie Ellis, a 28-year-old nurse who's always played it safe, burying my confusing feelings under layers of duty and denial. That day, I was heading home to my conservative family in the suburbs, where questions about boyfriends and marriage were constant barbs in every conversation. But this woman, Andrea, she introduced herself with a soft, apologetic smile that didn't reach her eyes, changed everything in that single defiant lean. "Why didn't you move?" I whispered, my voice barely audible over the hum of the engine and the chatter of passengers. Andrea turned her head slightly, her breath warm against my ear. "Because sometimes you just need to feel connected, even if it's with a stranger." Her words hung in the air, heavy with unspoken pain, and I found myself not pulling away either. What was this pull? I'd always pushed down the attractions I'd felt toward women in college, dismissing them as phases, but here on this crowded bus it surged back like a tidal wave. As the bus stopped at my neighborhood, I hesitated. Andrea's hand brushed mine accidentally, or was it? As she adjusted her bag. "This is my stop too," she said, her voice laced with coincidence that felt too perfect. We stepped off together into the drizzling rain, and she offered to share her umbrella. Walking side by side, I learned she was new in town, a graphic designer fleeing a broken engagement in New York. "He was perfect on paper," she confessed, "but my heart wasn't in it." Ever feel like you're living someone else's life? Her question pierced me. Yes, every day. At home, my parents expected me to settle down with a nice guy from church, to follow the path they'd laid out. My inner thoughts raced. What if I told them the truth? That the crushes I'd had were on girls like Sarah in high school, or now, this enigmatic woman beside me? But I shoved it down as always. We exchanged numbers under the pretense of coffee sometime, and as I watched her walk away, my heart pounded with a mix of fear and exhilaration. The next few days blurred into routine, but Andrea texted me that evening. "Fancy that coffee?" No strings, just conversation. I stared at my phone, my mind screaming warnings. "You're straight, Mackenzie. This is nothing." But my fingers typed back yes before I could stop them. We met at a cozy cafe downtown, the kind with mismatched chairs and the aroma of fresh brews. Andrea arrived in a leather jacket, her presence commanding yet vulnerable. Over lattes she opened up about her past, growing up in a strict Catholic family that disowned her brother when he came out as gay. "I saw what it did to him," she said, her eyes distant. "The rejection, the loneliness. I promised myself I'd never put myself through that." But there was a crack in her voice, a hint that she was fighting her own battles. I shared snippets of my life. The pressure from my mom to date, my dad's subtle homophobic jokes at family dinners. "They mean well," I defended weakly, but inside I questioned if their love was conditional. As we talked, our knees brushed under the table, sending a jolt through me. I pulled back flustered. "What am I doing? This is dangerous." Andrea noticed, her gaze softening. "You seem tense. Everything okay?" I nodded too quickly, changing the subject. But that night, lying in bed, my thoughts swirled. Why does her touch feel so right? Am I betraying myself by ignoring this? Work became a distraction, but Andrea's messages kept coming. Funny memes, recommendations for books about self-discovery. One evening, she invited me to an art exhibit, and against my better judgment, I went. The gallery was alive with colors, but my focus was on her. The way she explained each piece with passion. "This one represents hidden desires," she said, pointing to a swirling abstract. Our hands touched again, and this time, I didn't pull away. Back at her apartment for a nightcap, non-alcoholic, she insisted. We sat on her couch, the city lights twinkling outside. "Mackenzie," she said softly, "I feel like I've known you forever." Her confession mirrored my turmoil. I leaned in, our lips almost meeting, but panic surged. "I can't," I whispered, bolting for the door. Running home, tears mixed with rain. What have I almost done? My family would never understand. The guilt gnawed at me. At Sunday dinner, my mom asked about my social life, her eyes hopeful for news of a man. I smiled fakely, but inside I screamed, I'm falling for a woman and it terrifies me. Andrea called the next day apologetic. I didn't mean to push. We agreed to take it slow as friends. But the spark was lit, and the fire was spreading, threatening to consume the life I'd built. Days turned to weeks, our friendship deepening with late-night talks about dreams and fears. Andrea revealed her ex-fiancé suspected her attractions to women, leading to their split. He called me confused, she said bitterly. I empathized, sharing how I dated guys in college to fit in, but never felt the connection. Maybe we're both searching for authenticity, she suggested. One night, after a grueling shift, I collapsed at her place. She held me as I cried about a patient I'd lost, her embrace comforting in a way no man's had been. In that vulnerability I kissed her soft, tentative. Felt like coming home. But the morning after, reality crashed in. What now? Hiding this would be a lie, but revealing it could destroy everything. My internal conflict raged. Is this love worth the risk? Society's stares, family's disapproval, could I face it? Andrea wanted to be open, but I begged for secrecy. Just for now, I pleaded. She agreed, but her eyes showed hurt. Little did I know, this decision would set off a chain of events filled with betrayal and heartache. The secrecy became our shadow, following us everywhere. Andrea and I stole moments in hidden parks or her apartment, away from prying eyes. Each kiss deepened my conviction that this was real. But the weight of deception pressed harder. At work, colleagues joked about my glow, assuming a new boyfriend. I laughed it off, but inside the lie festered. How long can I live divided? My family noticed changes too. During a phone call, my sister probed, You're distant lately. Is there someone? I denied it, but her suspicion lingered. Andrea pushed gently for more openness. We can't hide forever, Kenzie. It's eating us up. She was right. My anxiety spiked, dreams plagued by scenarios of rejection. What if my parents cut me off? They'd always preached traditional values, marriage, kids, the American dream. One evening, we attended a discreet LGBT support group meeting. Hearing stories of others' struggles mirrored my own. The internal war between heart and expectation. A woman shared how her coming out led to estrangement but eventual freedom. Andrea squeezed my hand, whispering, We could have that. But fear paralyzed me. On the way home, I snapped, I'm not ready. You don't understand my family. Her face fell, and the silence between us grew. The first crack appeared when Andrea's old friend from New York visited. Lisa, bubbly and outspoken, sensed our connection immediately. You two are adorable, she teased. Andrea beamed, but I panicked, pulling her aside. Don't tell her everything. Hurt flashed in Andrea's eyes. Why? She's supportive. That night we argued, our first real fight. You're ashamed of us, she accused. I denied it, but deep down, was she right? Reconciliation came with apologies and promises, but tension simmered. My job added stress. A promotion meant more hours, less time together. Andrea felt neglected, confiding in Lisa over calls. I overheard one. She's not committing fully. It hurts. Jealousy twisted in me. Not of Lisa, but of Andrea's ease with her identity. Why couldn't I be like that? Family pressure mounted. My dad arranged a blind date with his colleague's son, insisting, It's time you settled down. I went miserable, texting Andrea excuses. The guy was nice, but sparks? None. Driving home, guilt consumed me. I'm betraying her by pretending. Andrea waited up, eyes red. Did you have fun? Sarcasm dripped. I confessed, and we made up passionately, but the seed of doubt was planted. Society's whispers amplified my fears. At a work event, a coworker ranted about those lifestyles ruining families. I stayed silent, shame burning. Later, with Andrea, I vented. See? This is what we'd face. She countered. Hiding won't change that. Fighting will. Her words challenged me, but cowardice won. A turning point came at my cousin's wedding. Surrounded by happy couples, my mom nudged. Your turn soon. I excused myself, calling Andrea in tears. I can't do this alone. She drove hours to pick me up, and in a motel room we talked all night. I love you, she said first. My heart soared but terror followed. Love means choices and mine could shatter lives. Back home I tested waters with subtle hints. Mentioning a friend who was gay, my dad's response chilled me. That's their choice but not for our family. Mom agreed, adding, we raised you better. The words echoed in my mind. Am I better by denying myself? Andrea grew impatient. We need to define this. I promised soon but delayed. Then betrayal struck. Lisa, thinking she helped, posted a photo of us on social media, innocent but telling. My sister saw it, confronting me. Is this why you've been weird? Panic set in. I denied. Just friends. But the lie tasted bitter. Andrea found out about my denial. You threw us under the bus, she yelled. Our fight escalated, words like daggers. You're not ready for this. Maybe I'm not. I stormed out, heartbreaking. Alone that night, regrets flooded. Why can't I stand up? The price of my fear was losing her. Reaching out the next day, we reconciled tentatively. But trust was frayed. Andrea suggested therapy, I agreed. Sessions unearthed buried traumas. My high school crush rejected harshly, fueling my denial. You're worthy of love as you are, the therapist said. Slowly I believed it. Yet external forces loomed. My promotion required relocation to Portland, closer to Andrea's dreams, but farther from family. Come with me, I begged. She hesitated. Only if we're real. The decision loomed. Sacrifice family for love? As tensions built, a family dinner exploded. My sister outed the photo, demanding truth. Faces turned expectant. My heart raced. This is it. I'm seeing someone, I stammered. A woman. Silence, then chaos. Dad's anger. This isn't you. Mom's tears. What did we do wrong? I left in tears, the cost crystallizing. Andrea comforted me, but her own doubts surfaced. Are you sure? The question hung, our future uncertain. The fallout from my coming out was a storm that ravaged everything. Dad stopped speaking to me. His silence louder than any shout. Mom called daily, pleading. It's a phase. Come home, we'll fix this. Their words twisted like knives. Fix what? Me? I moved to Portland anyway, Andrea by my side, but the victory felt hollow. Inside I questioned. Was this freedom or folly? Settling into our new apartment, the city buzzed with possibility, but shadows lingered. Andrea's support was unwavering, yet I sensed her carrying my burdens. You gave up so much, she said one night, tracing my hand. For us. Guilt gnawed. What if I resent her? But her love anchored me through sleepless nights of doubt. Work in the new hospital was demanding. A welcome distraction. Colleagues were progressive, some sharing their own stories. One nurse, openly lesbian, became a mentor. Family comes around or you build a new one. Her words inspired, but applying them? Harder. Society's undercurrents surfaced subtly. A neighbor's stare, a clerk's judgmental glance, reminders we weren't normal. Andrea brushed them off. Their problem. But for me each stung, amplifying internal voices. You're an outcast now. Tensions with Andrea arose from my lingering ties. I answered Mom's calls, hoping for reconciliation. She's manipulating you, Andrea accused after one tearful conversation. No, she's hurting, I defended. The divide grew. Her impatience versus my patience. A moral quandary hit when my brother, neutral till now, visited. Dad's health is declining, he revealed. Stress from this. Horror struck. Am I killing him? Andrea consoled. It's his choice to react this way. But doubt festered. Should I apologize, deny it all for peace? Betrayal came unexpectedly. Andrea, frustrated by my wavering, confided in a coworker, who spread rumors at her job. Suddenly, her boss questioned her distractions. See what openness brings. I lashed out. She retorted. Hiding brought us here. Our argument peaked. Maybe we rushed this. The words hung, threatening to unravel us. In therapy we unpacked it. Love requires sacrifice, the counselor said. But whose? Mine, abandoning family? Hers, tolerating my indecision? Sessions revealed Andrea's fears. Her brother's suicide after disownment haunted her. I won't lose you to that, she whispered. A high-stakes decision loomed. My parents invited me home for Thanksgiving. To talk. Andrea urged. Go, but stand firm. I went alone, heart pounding. The table was tense. Dad spoke first. This lifestyle, it's wrong. I countered. It's who I am. Arguments flew. Bible verses versus my truth. Mom cried. We love you, but not this. I left unresolved but empowered. Calling Andrea. I didn't back down. Pride swelled, but so did loss. Back in Portland, we celebrated small. Our first open date at a Pride event. Surrounded by acceptance, hope flickered. Yet darkness crept. Andrea's job loss from the rumors forced her to freelance, straining finances. This is the price, she said bitterly. I offered support, but resentment brewed. Why her suffering for my choices? Internal monologues tormented. Did I drag her into my mess? A night of reflection. Perhaps ending it saves us both. But love persisted. Climax built with a family ultimatum. Dad emailed. Choose, us or her. The words seared. Andrea saw it. Don't you dare. But the pull was strong, roots versus wings. Debating alone. Family gave me life. Andrea gives me living. The moral gray. Is blood thicker than love? I chose her, replying. I choose happiness. Silence followed. Andrea's relief was palpable, but victory bittersweet. We grew closer, planning futures. Yet whispers of doubt. What if they need me? A twist. My sister called, supportive secretly. I'll bridge it. Hope reignited, but cautiously. As months passed, our relationship deepened amid trials. Andrea proposed a commitment ceremony, symbolic, defiant. To show we're unbreakable. I agreed, but nerves jangled. Public declaration? The event was intimate, friends witnessing. Vows exchanged, tears flowed. But absent family haunted. Post-ceremony reality bit. Dad's heart attack. Rushing home, guilt crashed. My fault? At the hospital, Mom accused. Your stress did this. I broke. No, your rejection did. He survived, but weakly. In his room, a fragile truce. I don't understand, but you're my daughter. Progress painful. Back with Andrea, exhaustion hit. We paid dearly, I admitted. She nodded. But we're stronger. The costs accumulated. Lost friends, strained careers, scarred hearts. Yet, awakening dawned, living authentically despite pain. Recovery from the family crisis was slow, like mending a frayed tapestry. Dad's health improved, but conversations remained guarded. Tell me about her, he asked once tentatively. I shared cautiously. She's kind-driven. Mom listened silently, a shift from outright denial. Inside I marveled. Is acceptance possible? But skepticism lingered, old wounds heal slowly. Andrea and I navigated our new normal, her freelancing stabilizing. We volunteered at LGBT centers, giving back what we'd gained. Seeing young people struggle mirrored our past, fueling purpose. This is why we fight, Andrea said. Yet my mind wandered. At what cost to ourselves? A societal backlash hit unexpectedly. An online troll targeted us after a Pride post. Harassment threats. Andrea shrugged. Block them, but fear gripped me. What if it escalates? Reporting it, we faced bureaucracy, reminding us equality's fragility. Internal conflicts resurfaced during quiet moments. Alone I pondered. Did I betray my upbringing? Values clashed. Faith versus identity. Andrea noticed my withdrawal. Talk to me. Confessions poured. I miss my family whole. She empathized, sharing her own losses. We build anew. A moral dilemma arose with a work case. A teenage patient, questioning her sexuality, confided in me. Her parents echoed mine, denial, pressure. Advising her. Be true to yourself. But hypocrisy stung. Had I been? Andrea suggested outreach to my parents. Invite them here. Hesitant, I did. They came, awkwardness thick. Over dinner, Dad probed. Happy? Yes, I affirmed. Mom met Andrea, politeness masking discomfort. Progress but strained. Post-visit, Andrea vented. They judged us. I defended. They're trying. The argument revealed cracks. Her resentment toward my family versus my hope. Betrayal struck again, my sister, the bridge slipped. She told friends about us, gossip spreading back home. Old acquaintances shunned me. Hurt, I confronted her. Why? I thought it helped normalize. Intent good, impact devastating. Andrea comforted, but her patience waned. Your family's drama consumes you. Truth hurt. Was I prioritizing them over us? A turning point. Andrea received a job offer in San Francisco. Better pay, but relocation. We could start fresh. Panic. Leave Portland, my tentative family ties? What about reconciliation? I asked. She sighed. It's always about them. The decision tore me. Love or legacy? Nights of turmoil. If I stay, lose her, go, abandon hope. Choosing her, we packed. San Francisco welcomed vibrant, accepting. New friends, community. But homesickness hit. Calls home grew sparse, Dad's voice weaker. Society's mirror reflected in daily life. Parades celebrated, but news of discrimination sobered. We're lucky, Andrea said. Yet I wondered, is luck enough? A shocking revelation. Andrea had hidden contact with her ex-fiancé, seeking closure. Just emails, she assured. Jealousy flared. Why now? Trust fractured. You hide things too, she countered my unspoken doubts. Rebuilding took effort, couples therapy, honesty, vows. I feared losing you, she admitted. Echoes of my fears. As we settled, a family emergency pulled me back. Mom's fall. Flying home, Andrea stayed, her choice respecting space. At the hospital, Dad confessed. We were wrong to push you away. Tears. I love you regardless. Healing began, bridges mended. Returning to Andrea, hope renewed. They want to visit. But twists continued. Andrea's past resurfaced. Her brother, thought lost, reached out, alive, reconciled. Joy mixed with envy. Why her family easier? Our bond tested but endured. Commitments deepened. No rings but promises. Yet damages lingered, scars from rejections, choices, waits. Awakenings. Truth's liberation despite pains. In quiet reflections. Was the journey worth it? Debates internal. Right paths often thorny. As story crests, realizations. Love's not zero-sum. Sacrifices forge strength. San Francisco became our sanctuary. Its fog-shrouded hills a metaphor for the unclear paths we'd navigated. Andrea's new job thrived. Her designs gaining recognition in progressive circles. I found a position at a clinic specializing in LGBT health, channeling my experiences into helping others. This feels right, I told her one evening watching the sunset over the bay. But beneath the surface, unresolved tensions simmered, waiting to erupt. Family visits started tentatively. Dad and Mom came for a weekend, their first time in our home. Awkward hugs, polite conversations about weather and work. Andrea charmed them with home-cooked meals, sharing stories of her art. Dad surprised me by asking genuine questions. What inspires you? Mom observed quietly, later pulling me aside. She seems good for you. A crack in the ice but not full thaw. Inside I wrestled. Forgiveness or caution? Society's pressures evolved here. Acceptance abundant, but subtler biases in professional networks. A client's homophobic remark at Andrea's firm tested her resolve. She stood up, risking the account. Worth it, she said. Admiration swelled, but so did fear. Her boldness could cost us. Internal monologues persisted. Have I fully embraced this life? Dreams revisited, high school denials, college pretenses. Therapy helped unpack. You're grieving the old you. Acknowledgement brought peace slowly. A major conflict arose with my brother's wedding back home. Invited with Andrea's +1 but whispers. Keep it low-key. Andrea refused. I'm not hiding. Ultimatum. Go alone or not at all. Heart torn. Family milestone versus partner's dignity. Choosing her, I skipped it. Backlash. Brother's anger. Selfish. Guilt ravaged. Am I fracturing more bonds? Andrea consoled. You chose us. But her eyes held unspoken hurt from past concessions. Betrayal's final sting. Discovering Andrea had considered reuniting with her ex during our rough patch. Old emails revealed doubts. Confrontation exploded. How could you? I was scared, she admitted. Trust shattered, words hurled. Maybe we're wrong for each other. Separation loomed, trial break. Alone in a sublet, reflection stormed. All the sacrifices for what? Family lost, then regained partially. Love built, now crumbling. Reaching out, we talked rawly. I can't lose you, she sobbed. Reconciliation. We fight through. Mending involved compromises. More openness with family, boundaries with pasts. As narrative peaks, awakenings culminate. Pain forges resilience. Choices define us. Society's mirror. Progress but battles ongoing. Our story, one of many, highlights struggles. In closing moments, we attended a rally for equality, hands linked publicly. Empowerment surged but costs tallied. Emotional scars, relational strains. The journey's end poses. Growth through fire. Was sacrificing family ties for personal truth a selfish act, or an essential step toward authentic living?